woke up, I was in ambulance, heading to Tulane.
Welcome to Find Your Outdoors. I'm your host, Frank Willem.
And I'm Brittany Willem.
While you can find great sportsmen in all 50 states, Louisiana is the only territory bold enough to call themselves the Sportsman's Paradise, a title that many feel is well deserved.
Louisiana is teeming with wildlife and a diverse set of environments to host them. This includes a multitude of bayous, swamps, and marshes that weave through the state and flow into the mighty Mississippi River. And that's where today's episode takes place.
You may remember Captain Alan Patrick of Chasing Charters. FYO has had several action-packed adventures with him in the past, and this trip was no exception.
We're out here in Hopedale today with Hoss Bowfishing, good friend of mine, Andrew Messenger. Chasing Charters, linked up with him, we're going bow fishing tonight. Should be a good time, conditions are perfect, weather's right. Got my dad going with me, my buddy Casey Houghton. Should be a good night. Fishing's been really good, shooting a lot of reds. We're gonna get out on the water. It's probably gonna be about a 15-20 minute boat ride. Hope to start taking some fish here in a few minutes when the sun goes down.
I've been bow fishing one other time with Andrew at Hoss Bowfishing Charters. I've never bow fished before, I've never shot a bow before, and he's a fantastic captain. He teaches you exactly how to use the equipment and how to instinctively shoot.
I want you to have one finger above, two fingers below. Right. Just your fingertips, not your whole hand. Right. Flag stopper up, slide in front. Whenever you go to shoot, I want you to pull back all the way, put just part of the string to your face. Right. Just like this.
There you go.
If you do different stuff every time, you'll never be able to figure it out. You get a good anchor point, pull back all the way, and let it rip. Stopper up, slide in front, tip tight.
One of the biggest challenges of shooting a fish is everybody thinks you got to shoot so far below them, and that you do have to shoot below the fish. The thing is, you're in 1.5 feet of water. A lot of people shoot under them. Hell, I did it. How many times? It took me 3 shots before I stuck a fish because you're so used to shooting. People tell you, shoot below them. You're supposed to imagine a tennis ball below the fish and shoot them. And that's true in normal world, but when you're red fishing, you don't do that. Water's shallow enough, you just shoot at the fish, the bottom of the fish, and you'll hit them.
Good shot, good shot.
And Andrew will walk you through all that when you get on his boat. He's very good, he's very informative. He'll teach you how to use all the equipment he has on the boat. He has plenty of spare equipment. He will put you on fish from the time to start to finish. He's very, very good at what he does.
You get it? Get him in the boat. Nice shot. Rim on it.
One of the hardest things for people who go bow fishing, especially guys who have shot their whole lives bows, is it's not shooting to a peep sight looking at an aim point. It's instinctive shooting. So guys who have grew up instinctive shooting, there's nothing to it. You know, most of us in the South have had to grow up shooting instinctively. You know, Dad would buy you a compound bow, and if he did, he didn't put a sight on it. He wanted you to learn how to shoot instinctively. That teaches you how to shoot when you don't have sight. And that's the awesome thing about bow fishing is you don't look through no peep sight, you don't look down no bow frame, nothing. It's you a fishing there. A lot of times it has to do with how you set up for your shoot. Even with a compound bow, which most of the bows are all, every bow is pretty much 30, 40 pounds for shoot. There's no fletchings on there, but you still got to make sure you get your knock right. You got to make sure your grip's right. You got to make sure that your arrow catch is tight constantly. And when you shoot, everything's right, you're dragging a fish in the boat.
It's the bank in the front.
One of the challenges of bow fishing is you have no sights. It's instinctive. You just pull the bow back, you look at the fish, you shoot, and hopefully you pull one in.
Good shot, my friend. I taught them everything they know.
Now, good job. That's how we do it. Hey, what were you saying about putting me in the boat?
What does Find Your Outdoors mean to you? To me, it's about the preparation for the hunt. The countless cups of coffee to relieve tired eyes. The long walks to the honey hole that no one's willing to make. Finding the shotgun with the perfect fit to your cheek. Hanging out with your best bud. For exclusive discounts on FYO apparel, custom performance shirts, and accessories, visit findyouroutdoors.tv.
I'm looking for little bitty alligator guard.
For what?
I think it was good. The hell out of it.
Really?
I deboned it, put it on the barbecue with a bunch of butter and seasoned it, cooked it for about an hour, pulled meat off, dipped it, everything lost.
What?
My wife is like, all I want is alligator guard.
Really?
I'm serious. That's the first time I've ever heard that sentence.
Yeah.
I don't want the big one, I want the small one. She will. Ever.
It's an instinctive shooting. If you've never shot instinctively, you'll have a hard time bow fishing because there's no peep sight. It's a muscle memory, especially for people who've done it. It's just an action you make. When you make the action, 90% of the time, if you've done it, there's a fish.
Good shot.
Alligator gar popped up on us. 3 foot from the boat. Thought it was a log.
Good shot, Alan Patrick. That was a big one. Big old gar. Get out of your way. Yes, he did.
What? Spined him 3 foot from the boat.
Oh, my wife loves alligator gar. If you get a 4-foot gar or under, it is a fantastic grilling fish. If you fillet it right, debone it, throw it in the grill with lots of butter, it has consistency of lobster, and it is spectacular.
Good.
Hey, I'm gonna send him home real quick.
The misconception to that is everybody gets these large gars. They are very tough. They've got a lot of cartilage in them. They're hard to clean, and they need you need to target the smaller fish. You target the smaller one, you cook them right, you clean them right, and they are a fantastic eating fish.
There we go. That was DKO.
Yep.
Oh, my wife is gonna be happy. All right, brother. Got it.
Get blood everywhere. That means a good thing, son. That's a good thing.
Now, Captain Andrew knows the backwaters, bays, and fish hideouts like the back of his hand. But it turns out he's also pretty good at engineering.
Andrew is not only the owner of Hoss Charters, but also the inventor of the popular Hoss knife, which he invented while running fishing trips while in school at UL Lafayette.
With the idea to save time while cleaning his charter's fish, Captain Andrew combined the power of a Sawzall electric knife with the slicing power of the Dexter Russell industrial knife. The pairing is pretty formidable for just about anything you put in front of it, especially fish.
It's also this key combination that led the two captains to meet.
Me and Andrew got kicked off about 4 or 5 years ago. He started a side company off his charter, Hoss Fillet Knives. It's basically a rigid Sawzall, and he got a Dexter Russell blade, and he got permission from Dexter to cut the blades, and they're awesome for cleaning redfish. And we was at the Louisiana Sportsman Show, and he came up to me and said, let me show you this knife. Give me a beer. Sit there and we had a conversation. I mean, the guy's young, very young to be in this world. He took out, showed me what he had, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy a knife. I bought a knife, running a charter business. That knife is perfect for me, redfish, triple tail, triggerfish, snapper, it don't matter. It'll eat through a fence, it'll eat through a fish. So I told him, I said, hey, I wanna go bow fishing with you. And the first time I went bow fishing with him, I fell in love with the kid. He's very passionate about what he does. He stays on top of his game. I've done 7 or 8 trips with him now. I take friends and family, somebody who can go back and do it again. And there's been a lot of repeat customers that go without me and go with him. He will put you on fish from the time to start to finish. There's no questions asked. He's gonna give you a good briefing on his boat, safety-wise and equipment-wise. He's gonna put you on a lot of fish. And at the end of the day, you're gonna go home feeling like, hey, I spent some money on this trip and it was worth every penny of it. I fished with him in good conditions and bad conditions, and he will put his equipment all to the test to make sure that you come first and you got fish to shoot at.
Welcome back to Find Your Outdoors. Typically, this is where our story ends, but that night had a curveball.
Captain Allen's father, Doug, began exhibiting several warning signs for an impending medical emergency.
We shot a lot of fish. We had a little hiccup.
We went out that evening, right at dark, and it was heaven sent. It was beautiful. The weather was beautiful, everything, good fish, and we had a great time. We was having a good time.
We had shooting reds, and we had Dad in the front of the boat trying to get him to shoot some more fish because me and Casey had done shot a boatload of them. At the time, we didn't know he couldn't see because he had blood pressure issues for what was going on.
I don't see him. Leave that light up.
I'm trying to make it where you can see them.
Yeah, but it actually makes it harder.
You're killing me. I can't put you on them and you not hit them.
And we had Dad in the front of the boat alone, and we're pointing out fish to him and he couldn't see them. And so for all of you know, if you have blood pressure issues, one of the things is you lose your vision. We found this out later when other hiccups showed their nasty little faces, but
Hit it. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. Where'd he go? I don't see him. And I saw the fish out of the left, and the captain was doing an awesome job turning and keeping it to the fish and stuff. And it was a good one, nice one. It was coming right at me. So I went to pull back to shoot it, and there was 2 fish there. And there wasn't but one, but then all of a sudden I saw 2, then they got blurry. Oh man, I said, so I went ahead and shot, hoping that and then the boys started asking me what my problem is.
Can you not see them, honestly?
Yeah, I can see them. I said, I'll try it again. And I tried it again, and this time I would have died right then because I knew I hit that fish. But Alan said, Daddy, you missed that fish a foot. I said, what? No. So, and it ain't because we didn't know how to do it, because we've done it all of our lives. So I raised my head up, and I looked out over the marsh, and God, it was so pretty. And just looking, and there went a pelican at night. It flew right down all across the top of the marsh, and I looked at it, and I was turning my head. When I was turning my head watching it, it just went real blurry. And that's when I said, hey, I gotta sit down. Who, me? I'm through for a little while. Put that down.
You're not through?
Yeah, I'm through. I could hear y'all talking. Everybody was having a blast and all that, and then next thing I know, I woke up, I was in ambulance, heading to Tulane. So I ruined my trip. Darn it.
It's very, very eye-opening. Because a lot of you charter captains go out and they get first aid and CPR to get their license, and that's it. In the offshore world, the license that I carry and the license that Casey carries, we have a lot more in-depth training. And we deal with a lot more than what goes on for an average guy who's just running fishing charters every day. You might get somebody with a hook in them, wrap a few pieces of strings around it, pull it away from the barb, snatch it out. That's an easy fix. You get somebody that gets a cut on them, that's an easy fix. You get somebody that has medical issues on your boat, that's a whole other ball game.
They was pretty educated about it. They knew what they was doing. And doing the CPR and working on the heart like they did, and was trying to keep me awake. And all I could see is dots. I don't remember hurting. Besides with them beat me on the dang chest. but I don't remember nothing about like that until the next morning, and that's when they was telling me what all happened and how it went down, and glad I was there that morning to fuss with them. From now on, the rest of my life, if I'm with people that I don't know or nothing, I will let it be known that, hey, I am a heart patient, and hey, I have my nitro in my pocket, and if you start seeing me doing this or that, or, and just educate them. And them boys was pretty educated. Of course, Alan's been with me a couple of times, and he already knew what to do. So, yeah, I say it was a blessing that they did what they did and got me back. And being with good people makes all the difference in the world. And that crew, y'all was just all outstanding. Well, everybody had good camaraderie, everybody talked good, and just it was real nice. Something to remember, and that's what it's about.
When you go out with anybody, whether it's a hunting guide, a charter guide, if you're going out on these shrimp boat cruises, if you're going out on a normal cruise, it's not the boat's responsibility, not the guide's responsibility. If you're going with somebody that has issues, as a man, you need to know what's going on at all times. It's a sense of being aware of your surroundings, because at any time your surroundings can change dramatically. And once they change, you need to be able to take care of the situation. Whether it's your child in the car seat in the back eating on a French fry, hacking up, whether it's your father in the passenger seat, starts talking about chest pains, whether it's your wife eating a chicken nugget, starts choking. People freak out, and they're going to. But what keeps you from freaking out is training. The more training you have and the more information you got, the less stress is on you. You become a machine, you do what you're supposed to do. Because in that instance, you can forget what you're supposed to do and somebody can lose a life.
While easier to recognize in hindsight, no two medical emergencies are ever the same.
And this trip serves as a great example to always be aware of your own and your party's medical needs and restrictions.
And it never hurts to learn or touch up on any and all medical courses or certifications that are available to learn locally.
Well, that's it for this episode of Find Your Outdoors.
Join us next week for another great episode, but in the meantime, be sure to check us out at www.findyouroutdoors.tv or on our Facebook page.
See you next week.